Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live broadcast of EA Sports MMA. Brian Fritz alongside Dickerman as we get set for a big night of fights.
We lined up the fights up on EASportsMMA.com. The Xbox is fired up. We're ready to go for live fights.
Say rock that.
Thanks for joining us for tonight's live broadcast. Fritz along with Dickerman. Exciting night of fights coming your way.
Excited to have new bosses, too. The community running things on the live broadcast tonight.
Whoa.
Now, our first matchup was to be KingKrunk versus Too Good to Be True, but Too Good, well, too good to show up, so KingKrunk's going to win by default. We'll follow that up, though, by TheBatOak taking on the Grim Slayer. Then we got Gotti taking on Toki.
So we'll at least have a couple of fights. Should be a nice night of fights coming your way next.
And there we go. As predicted, KingKrunk getting the win via default. We had forfeit from Too Good to Be True. He was scheduled to be here.
Yep.
Then something must have happened. It must have been too good for him.
Good prediction, though, Dickerman. You're
Sure.
1-0 so far on the night. That's better than Preston normally is in the chat room.
I am better than Preston predicts so far tonight. But next, we're going to get into a battle of a black belt taking on a brown belt. You've got TheBatOak versus Grim Slayer. And Fritz, Grim Slayer going to be using Tyrone Woodley. So this should be a fun little matchup here.
Should be welterweight action, so you get guys at small weight class, but usually stay pretty busy when it comes to the fights. And by the way, this is the beginning of the tailgate party here on the live broadcast. We've got triple XP weekend coming up here. Tailgate party officially underway now with this broadcast.
Absolutely. Triple experience points all weekend long, so make sure you play long and play often this weekend.
Let's take a look at this first fight. We've got TheBatOak taking on Grim Slayer. You already talked about Slayer using Tyrone Woodley. You look at the numbers there and compare them over to TheBatOak. And I think the biggest difference here, Dickerman, is the health.
Yeah, the health is the only thing that really stands out. The numbers across the board are pretty similar. Both got very high ground, pretty solid submission. Stand up and clinch are good, but you look over it, the Grim player, that health up at 96. You know, TheBatOak very well at 88, but 96, man, he's going to take quite a bit of a punishment before he's going down anytime soon in the fight tonight.
And you mentioned earlier about the live broadcast being taken over by people in the community. Special thanks to Rupdat for helping out with tonight's broadcast.
Rupdat, he is feeling Preston's pain being the matchmaker tonight. That's what we said. Yeah. Preston said, "Welcome to my world, Rupdat." Try to put these matches together.
If you're not already in there, take part in the chat room right now, EASportsMMA.com. Preston is hanging out in the chat room. T-Rex here as well. I even saw Nick Lang sighting tonight.
Nick Lang was in the chat. Preston was standing over him, micromanaging him earlier tonight.
Fantastic. Look at the record between these two fighters going into this one. TheBatOak with almost 500 wins. Grim Slayer, good record as well. Only 135 losses so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. We thank you for joining us at the HP Pavilion. This fight is scheduled 3 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Trained in the discipline of wrestling, fighting out of the United States, Tyrone Woodley.
It's been a little while since we've seen Woodley on a Strikeforce card. You got to imagine he'll be up again soon.
And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained in the discipline of wrestling, fighting out of the United States, the Dagger, David Harrison.
Nice snarl on his face there.
Yeah, it is. That's TheBatOak right there. Nice nickname, too, the Dagger. I like that.
That's like Billy Idol-esque right there.
Yeah, Rebel Yell.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Big John gets him ready, and here we go. TheBatOak taking on Grim Slayer.
As we said, Grim Slayer using Tyrone Woodley. He's in the black and the gray. TheBatOak, red and black there. Spinning back kick.
Nice shot to the midsection there.
These guys coming out firing. No feeling out process here.
Absolutely not. These guys want to throw hands here very, very quickly.
See TheBatOak going in there for a takedown. He did not get it. Tyrone Woodley, quite the wrestler. He's going to be a difficult guy to take down. If he wants to keep it on the feet, he's probably going to be able to keep it there.
So far, good showing by Grim Slayer. Landed a couple nice shots here early on. TheBatOak comes right back. Lands combination.
And these guys having to stand here and trade so far. BatOak again looking for that takedown, but once again, GrimSlayer able to defend. He sprawls out and keeps it on the feet.
Yeah, you would think, I don't know exactly the power of BatOak, but when you're using Tyron Woodley, you think you're going to have a little bit of a power advantage here.
You think he may. He's definitely got a great wrestling base. His stand-up is really improved. He's kind of almost, Tyron Woodley's like kind of that guy who they're touting as a future superstar, but he's been almost untested at this point. You really want to see him step up and face some bigger competition.
Lands a couple nice shots there. The head stamina very low there on BatOak there.
Absolutely, yeah. He's wearing down the head, but their BatOak pulls to guard.
Oh, look at that. GrimSlayerx says, let's get back up on our feet.
Right back up.
He eats another kick right to the midsection.
Another kick. He likes that spinning back kick.
That second one, though, I don't think it really landed. I think it was blocked. Ooh, nice little combo again there by GrimSlayer.
Once again, BatOak looking for that takedown, but GrimSlayer not letting that happen. Not even close.
By the way, classic Strikeforce rules in effect here. No
Means
elbows on the ground.
No elbows on the ground. Of course, the new Strikeforce rules. Now they've adopted the unified rules. So there are elbows on the ground now, but here in the game, classic Strikeforce rules.
Almost 2 minutes into this fight here. Heavyweight action coming up on our next bout.
BatOak look for that spinning back kick again. Seems like GrimSlayer got a little bit wise to it. Knocks his head back like a Pez dispenser there for a second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right there. BatOak down and a big right hand by GrimSlayer, who's trying to finish this fight.
Way to survive there by BatOak. GrimSlayer caught him hard and hit him with a few great shots on the ground. That certainly hurt him, but he had the stamina and the health to survive that.
Good job by BatOak, able to survive that barrage. Look for a takedown there, wasn't able to get it, but throws him up against the cage there with that another spinning back kick to the midsection.
GrimSlayer hit a couple nice, clean shots there. Again, tonight's matchups were set up by the community. Rupdat lined up these matchups tonight. In there playing the part of the promoter, setting up the fights.
Ooh, BatOak is getting lit up again. He's going down. GrimSlayer, the big right hands there. Stuns him for a second time.
He drilled him twice, man. That was a double stun. I don't remember actually ever seeing a double stun like that before.
Amazing that BatOak is able to survive.
Two big clean shots in a row, very fast. As we mentioned earlier, remember, be playing the game this weekend. Double XP points. That's double experience, or triple experience points. Excuse me, all weekend long. Triple experience points.
Hey, it's not every day that we do that. That's why we've got the tailgate party going here.
Yeah, I got to get in and play this weekend. I need some experience points.
We both do. Another kick to the midsection by BatOak. He's been able to land that a few times, but he hasn't really been able to capitalize on anything. And so far, it's been GrimSlayer that's been able to land more shots.
BatOak's big key move has been that spinning back kick. Like he said, a couple times he's hit it. A couple other times, it's a high-risk move, so GrimSlayer's been able to avoid. He has chosen not to, though, go for takedowns. He has been happy to keep it on the feet, and he has had a distinct advantage on the feet thus far.
Yeah, and BatOak once again trying for the takedown, and GrimSlayer once again stuffing it. Fires back with a couple shots. When they stand and they trade, you can see GrimSlayer able to get the shot off first, and he's got a little bit more power in his punch.
Yeah, he's got speed, it seems like, too. It seems like he's got a bit of speed. Because when he fires off those punches, it's 1, 2, 3 shots, not just a single shot.
You can see right there, BatOak trying to avoid a few more shots as we hit the 1 minute mark here in the first round.
Yeah, he's almost trying to time that kick for when GrimSlayer starts his combos.
You got it right there. It was good timing. But when you get in close quarters, BatOak has to be able to do as good of a job as he can of blocking and avoiding some of those punches.
There he is with that spinning back kick again, connects to the body. GrimSlayer back with another combo. Catches a couple of those shots.
And once again, able to prevent the takedown. He's been very effective with that. He's probably stopped 4 or 5 takedown attempts.
Yeah, BatOak may want to change his takedown plans. He's going for the outside shot. He may want to look to clinch up, maybe look for a takedown from that position because the standing outside double or single just doesn't seem to be working for him.
20 seconds left here in the first round. Another kick to the midsection lands for BatOak.
This guy's been all action here in this first round. Seems to favor the GrimSlayer thus far.
You would think, stun the man twice.
But you can absolutely never tell with the judges, both in the game and in real life if you watch Strikeforce this past weekend with Keith Jardine and Musasi.
Now we're going to a second round here. You would have to think GrimSlayer definitely should get that first round.
You'd think.
Look at some of the highlights here. Stunned him right there early on and then hit him again with a double stun and had him down on all fours. But somehow BatOak was able to keep going in this fight.
I don't know. According to the Strikeforce judges over the weekend, they gave that round to TheBatOak. 10-8 somehow. I don't even know how they did that.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
If you saw Keith Jardine, he looked like he got hit in the face with a mallet, and somehow they gave him a draw in that matchup against Musasi.
It's one of the other issues they're going to have to deal with as the sport continues to grow is educating some of these judges.
Let's get it on!
Second round here, BatOak taking on GrimSlayer. First fight of the night here on the Tailgate Party broadcast.
Well, touch of the gloves there if you're just joining us. BatOak in the red and black. GrimSlayer using Tyron Woodley, black and gray. Rockstar energy drink shorts.
We'll see if BatOak changes up his game plan at all. Hasn't been able to get that takedown. He wants to take the fight down on the ground. And it doesn't look like he has a power advantage at all. GrimSlayer has been able to put on a little bit of a power display in the first round.
That has been the case. You see BatOak looking for that takedown once again. Did not get it.
Yeah. Well, thanks again to everybody in the online forums. Appreciate everybody's support. Go on there, EASportsMMA.com. Take part in the forums. Take part in the conversations. Right now, we've turned it over to the online community, helping us out to put together these live broadcasts. We appreciate your help. Rupdad helping us out with this broadcast tonight. But anybody and everybody who wants to continue to support us, we really thank everybody for doing that.
Yeah, don't be shy. You know, if you check out the forums and you check out the live broadcast, don't be afraid to jump in here and fight live, win, lose, or draw, man. It's just a fun experience to jump on here, and you're playing worldwide, you know. And to be able to do that in the game, it's such a unique opportunity with this game. It's never been done before. It's a pretty cool thing. So by all means, get in the forum. If you don't have a username, if you kind of lurk in there, go ahead and get signed up, join the conversation, then join us in the live fights.
Good little three-punch combination land by BatOak there, and see GrimSlayer firing back with a couple shots. Once again, there's the takedown finally by BatOak.
Finally gets a takedown. Let's see what he does with it. He's in full guard here.
It's the first time that he has been on top, and he immediately gets turned over.
He immediately goes to pass, and he gets turned. And you got GrimSlayer on top, inside control, and GrimSlayer says, nope, I like it up here on the feet. Let's go ahead and keep it there.
BatOak now with that nasty cut on the left cheek of his face, and he's stunned GrimSlayer here.
He's trying to chase down GrimSlayer as he stunned him with that spinning back kick to the body. GrimSlayer looking to dig in for a double leg, but BatOak able to sprawl out. GrimSlayer out there he goes. He gets to sit out in the stand-up. Back to the standing position.
BatOak maybe coming back here in the second round. He's getting the takedown he was looking for. Stunned GrimSlayer once now.
Well, that stun came from that spinning back kick, which is his go-to move.
Ooh, and talk about being stunned. BatOak is down again. GrimSlayer's going to town on him here.
He crumbled like a bag of bricks right there.
Look at the blood really starting to fly. A nasty cut on the left side of the face there for BatOak.
You know, we talked about the health of GrimSlayer coming in using.
He's down again. Fourth time, and this time might be all she wrote. BatOak is going to stay alive in this fight, though.
That's what I was saying. We talked about the health of GrimSlayer using Tyron Woodley, but man, the BatOak, he has taken quite a beating here, and he continues to survive. You know, we talked about the Jardine Musasi fight, kind of the same deal. Jardine took just a wicked beating in that fight, but he just kept fighting. So kudos to Mr. Jardine, and kudos to the BatOak for continuing the battle here.
What is it going to take for GrimSlayer to finish this man off? Oh, he's down again.
He is just giving him a vicious beating at this point. At some point, this fight's got to be over. That's
Mercy
it.
stopping, finally. BatOak was game. He stayed in this fight for as long as he could, but the bottom line, GrimSlayer in a dominating performance finally finishes him off.
That giant heart and determination only gets you so far because your body can only take so much of a beating, and that was just it for BatOak at that point.
That was almost like a live tap, like a vocal tap saying, I can take no more.
I don't know how many knockdowns it was, but it was a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by way of technical knockout, Tyron Woodley.
That's a man right there, BatOak. Even standing there at the end.
He took that beating, but he's there in the end to see the opponent's hand raised. Great job by both guys. You know, GrimSlayer looked great, very dominant, but BatOak, just a resilient fighter, tons of heart. He brought the fight tonight for sure.
Look at the numbers here, and you see GrimSlayer landed almost twice as many strikes overall. He landed more than double the number of punches. Kicks were effective there for BatOak. He only got one takedown after 17 attempts trying to get the fight down on the ground. Just could never really take advantage and get the fight where he wanted to. And in the end, GrimSlayer with the TKO.
Absolutely. Well, we move on to our next matchup, a battle of a couple of black belts. We got Gotti taking on Toki.
Yes, heavyweight division here, so a couple of big hitters coming out to play in the main event here.
You know, anytime you get the heavyweights in there, especially two guys that have the experience of the black belt level in the game, you could see a very, very short matchup because both guys, they're big guys, they're going to have big power. It could be a quick knockout or it could be a war of attrition like we just saw. It's hard to tell, but we're going to find out next.
Let's take a look at the numbers between these two. Very high health. You look at the stand-up, pretty similar. Clinch, almost the same exactly. And, pretty similar fighters here, Dickerman.
Yeah, actually, you look at this, the submission probably not going to play a factor. Both guys are boxing experts. Submissions are fairly low, but that health is very high for both guys. The clinch is high for both guys. Stand-up looks pretty solid for both guys. So it's almost like a couple mirror images going out there. They're going to duke it out, and somebody is probably going to fall down as we get going here in this next matchup.
Can you look at a guy seriously when he is a professional MMA fighter, but he has a tattoo of a big panda bear on his chest?
You know what? That makes it even scarier, honestly, because if you got a big, heavyweight, professional mixed martial arts fighter, and he's going to go to the trouble of getting a stuffed panda bear tattooed on his chest, you know he's even more unstable than the average bear. That's all I'm saying, man.
Take a look at Gotti here, sporting the camo from South Africa.
He looks very serious. He looks like a guy that's going to come in there and throw some big knees in that clinch.
The records between these two fighters going into this bout. Gotti, only 75 losses on his record, over 400 victories for Toki.
Yeah, Gotti's got an 11-fight win streak. Toki's got 9 going.
It's showtime. We thank you for joining us at the HP Pavilion. This fight is scheduled 3 rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Specializing in boxing, fighting out of Scotland, Sean Doe.
There's Toki, panda bear tattoo and all.
Now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, specializing in boxing, fighting out of South Africa, Marcelo Babalu Umbach.
That is Gotti right there. Expect fireworks in this matchup.
Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Here we go, Gotti taking on Toki. And right off the bat, the thing that really stands out to me, and we'll see if it plays a factor in this fight, Dickerman, is just the size advantage. You look at Toki, just a bigger, thicker, more muscular guy.
He is a big, thick, muscular guy, but you never know what you're going to get when you got a couple of heavyweights in there. You got a couple of stand-up specialists here.
Yeah, well, he almost looks like he's a super heavyweight, taking on Gotti, who is just a lighter guy in the heavyweight division.
Surprising to see Gotti this early going in for the takedown immediately. Toki there with a catch. Second catch.
When you look at some of the shots that Toki throws, this looks so heavy, but good work right there by Gotti going to the body.
Gotti's got to aim for that panda bear when he works the body. Just punch that panda bear right in the belly.
Right in the nose.
Standing up, looking to rain down some big blows. He's catching it a few times here. If he keeps connecting there.
Yeah, good job by Toki getting up on his feet.
Yeah, Toki ate a couple of those punches. He's like, all right, I don't want to hang out here. This is not where you want to be.
Absolutely not, man. The
Big
force of those shots, gravity taking over, and you're in that position.
Big, strong heavyweight raining down on you is never a place you want to be. You don't want to eat too many of those punches like that.
Absolutely not.
One's probably one too many.
You can see between his two guys. I don't know if there's really a reach advantage between the two, but
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You see a width advantage going to Toki.
yeah.
He's got a much wider body area.
But even though he's a much bigger, muscular guy, and you might think he's stronger, that doesn't always come into play because Gotti, I think, is the quicker between the two. And if he can get his punches off quicker, then, it's not going to matter as much when it comes to the strength of Toki. He might not be able to land as many shots.
Absolutely. See Gotti coming in there. Toki connecting. Pretty even matchup thus far.
Good right hand there by Toki just a minute ago.
No real distinct advantage as of yet in this matchup.
Almost 2 minutes into this fight here.
Toki in the green. Well, the brighter green.
Oh, it's a big double shot. Gotti is down here. Big left hands being landed there by Toki. Not going to finish the fight here, but he's done some damage.
Gotti in the camo there. to specify the difference
Hey,
between the
thanks
two
for knocking
greens.
me down. Let's touch gloves. Appreciate the beating you just gave me.
We can see Toki's definitely got that heavyweight strength and power when he hits a big shot. There's Gotti with the takedown on top in full guard. Looking to pass.
Toki won't allow it there, though.
Toki defends. Keeps from getting past that guard. And like we said at the beginning of this matchup, both these guys stand-up experts. You don't really have a big submission advantage for either guy, so it's interesting that Gotti has chosen to take this fight to the ground on 2 consecutive occasions now.
Maybe he just sees the size differential between and says, maybe I can take advantage of it down here.
That
Good
is
knees
very
to the
possible.
body there by Gotti.
Gotti looking to wear him down a little bit before he goes for that pass, and there he goes, slips the leg out. He's inside control now. Toki looks to replace the half guard, does not get it.
See if Gotti can hold on to this position here.
This is a difficult position to hold on. We've seen many times in the game a guy gets that side control, and he immediately gets turned by a guy on with good timing on the bottom. But there we go. We got Gotti in full mount. Bad position for Toki here.
Let's see what he can do. Can Gotti sit up, though, and land some shots?
Gotti was very patient. He waited to pass the guard. He waited to pass the half guard. Then he waited to pass from side control to full mount.
But the problem was he used up so much of his stamina. Toki was able to take advantage of it, put him back in half guard.
Got him back in that half guard position. Now full guard is regained by Toki. Well done by him.
That's the one thing you have to watch out. You try to pass, you try to take advantage of that position, but at the same time, if your stamina gets worn down, your opponent can take advantage of that.
Toki's very good at catching those punches, too. He's done it a few times. He catches that punch and connects a shot of his own from the bottom.
Down to the final minute and a half here in this first round between heavyweights. Toki's got to find a way to get out of his position, get back up on his feet.
Gotti's back up. He had some success here earlier, but Toki's able to stand up.
Just pushes him off there and going back to work, standing up.
Here comes Gotti with a couple shots there.
Ooh, and now he's got Toki down and stunned. His stamina's all the way down, and Gotti trying to finish this fight out.
Toki doing a great job. He survives there, gets him into half guard with a minute left to go here in the first round.
Gotti putting out a little power display of his own here.
Way to survive there by Toki. Gotti had him in trouble. Able to hang in there.
But isn't it a mistake by Gotti not to take advantage right here? Going down to the final minute, you just had the man stunned.
Kind of an even matchup at this point. Both guys have stunned the other guy in the match. Got to be a tough one to call here in the first round. Who's got the distinct advantage in this fight so far?
This is where the takedowns could come into effect when it comes to the judges' scoring.
That is true. Toki able to defend that one. Sprawls out. There you go. You got Gotti with the clinch. The Muay Thai clinch. He's going to look to throw some knees or elbows here. A little dirty boxing.
Toki trying to do everything he can to defend there. Throws a couple knees.
Toki trying to get those knees in to avoid the knees of Gotti coming up and nailing him in the chin.
Stamina all the way down, though, for Toki. Final 10 seconds here.
Gotti hasn't been able to get anything off, though, in this position.
His stamina is very low as well.
Both guys just exhausted. A couple big heavyweights working hard in the first round.
And both men saved by the bell here. Have a second round.
See the knockdown earlier there by Gotti. There's the one by Toki. Pretty even first round.
Yeah, both guys score knockdowns here. And I do think that Gotti ended up landing a few more shots. You know, a lot of that was, when he got Toki on his back twice in that first round. I would have to think that the judges would have to tip the scales a little bit if they were Gotti and give him the first round.
Maybe. You never know, though. You see the lovely panda bear
Are you
artwork.
ready? Let's get it on!
Stomach of Toki.
Second round here. Gotti, Toki. See if they come out firing again.
Now, when they were making this game, I'd like to know who here at EA Sports decided, you know what, let's throw a big panda bear in there as an option for tattoos. I'd love to know whose idea that was.
There are some creative minds behind the scenes at EA.
Victor Lugo, Nick Lang, Schwally, T-Rex, I don't know. Maybe Preston was in there. It's a panda bear. I don't know who said that, but
Gotti's got him in trouble again. Big right hand. Delivering down some huge shots here.
Toki able to survive. Nicely done. I thought he might have had him finish there. Standing over him, raining down blows. But Toki, with that high health, survived that barrage of punches from Gotti.
And see, I think, and you see Toki going back to work here, but this is where Gotti, I think, being able to get off the punches quicker, he's been able to take advantage of that.
You know, Toki had a couple nice body shots there on Gotti, just kind of picking him apart in that body.
And he really had his stamina low there for a few seconds.
You get a few nice body shots in, that'll take your soul, man.
Well, that's the thing they always try to tell you a lot of times. If you go to the body, it opens up the head.
Absolutely, because you get a couple shots to the body, you're like, I don't want this. Does not feel good. I don't want this to happen to me anymore. I'm going to try and block it, and that gives the opportunity to punch the guy in the face in the head.
Look at Gotti taking the fight to the ground and immediately gets in the side control here.
Toki trying to recover that half guard, cannot do it. Gotti stays on top. Don't expect for him to go for a submission here, I don't believe, but he's more than happy to stand up, work the head and the body.
And back to half guard here. Yeah, Gotti wants to get in full mount. He got him in that last time, but he wasn't able to sit up in that position.
You go, Toki, get the full guard once again.
He's pushing him off, using some of that brute strength to get the man back in full mount or the full guard here.
We looked at their stats when this fight started out. Both guys had, they didn't have big submission numbers, but they had high ground numbers. So obviously, they got great skill on the ground, defensive skill, and movement.
Toki firing back now, back on his feet.
Very technical matchup, really, so far between these two black belts. Heavyweight division.
And the one thing that you haven't seen here, and I don't blame the guys, is nobody's going for anything really too big of a shot. Nobody's going for anything too risky. No spinning back fists, no roundhouse kicks.
Not even a head kick. Yeah, nothing big. It's been pretty much a stand-up fight. Both these guys are boxers, so they're kind of sticking to their bread and butter, which is the stand-up game. I don't think we've seen a single leg kick, actually.
Right, that's a point I was going to bring up. You haven't seen that many kicks.
Yeah, if any.
Midway through the second round here.
See Toki going to the body there again. Had a little bit of success going after Gotti's body.
Even when Gotti tries to block some of these shots, though, Toki seems like he gets some of that through. It just, can he continue to throw a combination, really wear himself out? He's such a big guy, and the Toki really take advantage with his quickness.
It looked like Gotti might have gone for a spinning back fist there, and he was paid for his trouble with a big shot from Gotti. Or excuse me, that was Toki that hit the shot, and Gotti went for the spinning back fist. So far, being very technical with their punches.
Toki's starting to establish that jab here a little bit more.
Stop!
Oh, and a big left hand connect.
Oh, that's it.
He's
It's
out.
over.
Just like lightning in a bottle.
You see him, he went down, he just went to sleep.
That huge left hook connects right on the money.
Not unlike the fights you'd see back in Japan where guys would bow down to their opponent. It's pretty much like Gotti went to bow down to his opponent, but he was just going to sleep there.
That was a picture-perfect shot that landed right on the chin. Boom!
Look at him. He goes down. He just takes a little nap on the ground right at his feet.
Good night.
It's almost like he has to kiss his foot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by way of knockout, Sean Doe.
Pucker up, Buttercup. What a knockout right there.
Yeah, all those shots we saw these guys train throughout this fight. They traded back and forth, but it was that one big one by Toki that just was lights out for Gotti.
Bigger guy, we wondered when we'd see that power, and we saw it right there. I mean, in the end, Gotti actually landed 32 more strikes overall and almost double the amount of punches. But when you've got a big guy with knockout power, that's all you need sometimes, that one shot. And that one shot connected for Toki.
One big shot for Toki signals the end of the night for Gotti. Good fight by both guys. It was close back and forth the whole way, but that one punch ended everything.
Congratulations to Toki getting a knockout victory there in our last fight. Before that, we saw Grimslayer with a TKO win over TheBatOak. Good showing by TheBatOak. Stayed alive in that fight, but Grimslayer proved to be too much in the end.
Yes, and KingKrunk, we hope we'll get him in another broadcast here soon.
We've got more fights. You're coming your way. Stick around here. We'll be back here soon for the live broadcast of EA Sports MMA.